today I want to speak about our amazing sponsor, V&J Auto Body. That's right, V&J Auto Body has now opted to be our primary sponsor here on the podcast, and we couldn't be happier. So V&J Auto Body is a shop that's been around for 40 years. It's a family-owned shop. It still is, okay? Yours truly works there. I have worked there for 9 years. I'm a manager and a writer. We have a fantastic, dynamic crew, right? Professional in all ways. Myself and my partner have between us probably about 40 years combined experience in the insurance industry in various roles. The shop itself is a very progressive shop. And what I mean by that is a future forward-looking shop. We have attained most major manufacturer certifications. All right, most recently, we just became Range Rover certified and Rivian. All right, we continue to move forward in that realm as well. All right, so from a standpoint of being prepared to assist you, the public, in every possible way when it comes to having your collision damaged vehicle repaired and restored to pre-loss condition, V&J Auto Body is the one place you need to be. All right. The shop itself, we have some of the most highly trained technicians. We have the most advanced equipment, right? And we are continually upgrading that and continuing the training, right, for all people. And they really make the investment, folks. I mean, we're sending guys across the country. The owners themselves, James Verone and Chandler, are always attending various industry seminars and various talking heads and folks that are intimately involved in the industry, right? So that we stay ahead of the curve and we know what's happening before it happens. All right, we know what's coming, so we're prepared. All right, we are prepared both intellectually, technically, all right, and also business-wise. All right, and the one thing you can always count on with V&J Auto Body is we're going to represent your interests and not the interests of the insurance company. All right, and we're going to be with you all the way from start to finish. All right, our professional office staff, all right, they're of claim rep quality. All right, and the girls do a phenomenal job. They really know the insurance industry inside out, all right, and they can make sure that your claim gets reported, recorded, and handled the right way from the beginning. All right, so you don't have to worry about that part of the aggravation. All right, V&J is going to take care of all that for you. All right, V&J Auto Body, they are in Lindenhurst and can be reached at 631-226-0070. That's 631-226-0070. Of course, they are on our network at collisionservicenetwork.com. All right, but V&J Auto Body, folks, if you're in the Babylon area, if you live in the town of Babylon, you're in that area, you certainly should be having your car repaired there. So remember, all right, if you get into an accident or you need to file an insurance claim, give the folks over at V&J Auto Body a call, 631-226-0070. They have you back. Hey, everybody. Welcome back to another exciting episode of the one and only Crash Course Podcast. Welcome to our friends out there, followers and diddlers and people of interest, and any newbies. Right? If we have any newbies today, welcome to the program. Please stick around. All right, and I'm sure you're going to be scratching your head at the end of the show going, wow, holy shit, this guy actually tells me things I didn't even think about and things that I probably should know more about. And that's what we do here at Crash Course. All right, so welcome again. I am stoked, pumped, amped, ready to go here today. All right, I got a lot of stuff to unpack here, a lot of shit, a lot of stuff that really, really was grinding my gears. I'm thinking you're gonna like what I have to say. Maybe you won't really opine too much on my opinion on it, but or what my feelings are about it. But I think it's going to be significant and important. So stick around. Hey, folks, like I said, if you're new and you're just stopping around, or you just flipping around on Spotify or wherever you find your podcast, and you see me and you're like, what the hell is this guy all about? Welcome everybody to the show. Please stick around. Listen to what I have to say. Crash Course was originated on radio. We were Crash Course Radio on 103.9. Now we've evolved to the 21st century, and we are now on a podcast, okay? You can find us also on YouTube. Please go to YouTube and subscribe. Our subscriptions have been going up. Really appreciate it. Thank you very much, everybody out there, for the support. All right, continue to spread the word. All right, I really feel like we're doing we're doing tremendous work here. All right. I know it's not exciting stuff. It's not some guy ranting and raving about politics or the end of the world or the World War III that's coming. I know it's not juicy and exciting and conspiratorial, but it is important. It's very important. All right. And I really feel like we've really made a dent. All right. We should hopefully be making a bigger dent. But we really have helped a lot of folks over the last 2 years. We were on the radio, I think, for about 2 years, 2.5. Been doing this now for probably 6 months, or maybe I'm looking over here at the technician. I think I'm getting more like 4 months. All right, so it's 4 months. All right, 4 months with this thing here with the podcast. All right, so if I kind of a little sketchy or I get a little I don't know. Schizo, just hang in there. I'm still kind of finding my way through the weeds here. I was great on the radio, not to blow smoke up my own ass, but I really did a good job. I really, 2.5 years on radio, you either get good or you suck and you leave, right? So thankfully, I evolved on the side of good, got better. We had a blast with that, right? We eventually had an hour live show. Maybe some of you guys out there remember it. I mean, hopefully you do. Hopefully some of you guys are from the radio program, Crash Course. Hey, Crash Course, it's the first and only. This has never been done before on Long Island. All right, what do I mean by that? Well, it's a radio show. Jeez, here I go again. See, I got radio brain. It's a podcast dedicated to, all right, supporting or promoting the independently owned and operated Long Island auto body industry. But more importantly, what really makes this unique is we're reaching out to the folks, right? We're reaching out to the consumers, you and me. And we're educating everybody, and we're giving you what we like to say our mantra is, right, if you've been following us. Our mantra, of course, is we're giving you information and knowledge you need and can use and advice you can trust, all right? And that's so true. We've helped many, many people across the spectrum of that industry, the auto body industry, as well as insurance, right? I've had people call me in and say, oh, man, I'm getting beat up here by the insurance company. I don't really know what's going on. I had some folks I helped out with liability issues. I helped them get more of a favorable return on their claim, okay? And, of course, we help people with total losses. Total losses, real tricky, folks. All right, we'll get into that down the road. I'll dedicate a program to that. All right, so we've done quite a bit of work here. Really exciting stuff. I've had a blast. I continue to have a blast. I love doing this. I love being able to, reach out to the folks and help people out. All right. Auto body industry is one of those industries. It's kind of like an enigma, right? And I always say it's an enigma because why? Well, we don't really need it, right? We don't need it. We only need it when we absolutely need it, right? When you have an accident. I mean, I'm sure you see the guy driving down the road at 80 miles an hour. He's got duct tape. Everything's all duct taped up, right? The bumper's hanging off. The headlights pointing up into the sky. He's got duct tape all around it. Or, the other guy that got, rammed in the rear and he got a paycheck. Somebody paid him, right? He probably got a settlement from the insurance company and he had some body shop glue it all up or, throw sheet metal screws in there and his bumper's half hanging off. Back in my day, right? I say my day, like 70s, 80s. You'd see the truck going down the road, right? Check this out. I mean, you've probably even seen it. I actually saw this. I actually just saw this. Holy shit! Saw this on the LIE 2 weeks ago. Kid you not. It was actually an older truck with a ladder frame in it. A ladder frame. What I mean by that is it's two straight rails and then basically steel going across it, so it looks like a ladder. And then they put the body on there. Well, this guy must have had that frame hit, man. He didn't bother getting it fixed, so it was hysterical. The truck's tracking. He's going straight, but the truck is actually tracking like this. It was hysterical to see. I haven't seen it probably since the late 70s or 80s, but that was it cracked me up. That was quite a thing to see. All right, he had frame damage, didn't get it fixed, so the body of the truck is actually sitting sideways while the wheels are going straight down the road. Absolutely hysterical. So that's another example, right? People get paid, they get money, and they're like, I don't really need that. I'll duct tape it all up, crazy glue this, put a sheet metal screw in here, wood screws over there, and they drive down the road and they pocket the $3,000 they got from the insurance company. So the auto body industry is an enigma industry, right? Even when you need it, when your car's smacked up, you still take the money and go spend it. You go on vacation, you pay bills, or I don't know, or you buy, an adult beverage or something, or an adult drug. But it's quite an amazing industry, quite an amazing feat to see. All right, and so what we're doing here is we're trying to highlight that, trying to make you folks understand, right? Let people know that, hey, you need to be more involved in this, right? It needs to be more of an intimate process here. And what I mean by enigma or it's not needed is, well, we all know about our cars, right? Our cars are mechanical. So I don't care what you're driving, crap box, $1 million Rolls Royce, sooner or later, guess what? You're ending up in somebody's shop, all right? You are ending up in a shop. Not a body shop, but a repair shop, okay? And because of that, most of us have some, I have Tony's auto repairs. I know Carmine for 10 years. I got Anthony Fix Me Up repairs. Everybody knows everybody. Everybody's got a guy, right? I got a guy. But when it comes to body work, and then there's like silence, right? Used to do the man on the street thing. You picked up a little of the old Jay Leno version. Man on the street on the radio. It was hysterical. I'd put a question out there and they'd be crickets or, people. You walk around and you say, and you run up to somebody, hey, man, listen, your brakes are really making a lot of noise. You better go to the oh, yeah, no problem. Saturday I'm going to take it over to Quick Willie's. Quick Willie's fixes my cars, my family's cars for years. Oh, great. Your next person we see, you run up to him, hey, holy crap. That guy just backed into your car, man. Holy shit, you need a bumper, a light, quarter panel. What are you going to do about that? Wow. I don't know, man. That's a good question. And you get the deer in the headlight looks or the scratch in the head. Nobody has a clue. Nobody ever has a clue when it comes to body work. Well, I shouldn't say ever. That's being a little extreme there. There's a few individuals that, either through family or something like that, they know somebody. But the majority of people, folks, don't have a clue. Right? You scratch your head, holy shit, where am I going to bring my car? I don't know anything about body work, blah, blah, blah. But you do know about repair work, right? I know you do. And if you don't know, you're definitely going back to the dealer then, right? You're going somewhere because why, folks? You can't drive the car if your brakes are grinding. Can't drive the car if it don't start. Can't drive the car if your tires are bald, right? But you can drive the car, right? Check it out. You can drive the car with your bumper assembly and your taillights all duct taped up. You can drive your car with a bent up frame. I just told you, right? You see the guy going down the road? He's called crabbing. He's crabbing. It's hysterical. Car wheels are straight, body sideways. It's absolutely quite an amazing feat of human nature. It really is. It really is. But anyway, I digress. So to wrap that all up, I started that conversation by saying why you need to stick around, why you need to follow us on Crash Course, the podcast, the one and only, the first and only. All right, dedicated to the folks. All right, I hate to use the word empowerment. Remember that word? Jesus, that word was everywhere. Everybody's going to be empowered. It was like the word of the 90s, I think. I think it first started showing up in the 90s. Empowerment, empower yourself. We're going to empower women. We're going to empower. Everybody was kind of, there was so much empowerment, and yet everybody ran around with their head up their ass anyway, or in the sand. Everybody's empowered. We're all empowered. It's hysterical. I think it's hysterical. But anyway, hey, listen. Remember, you can find us on Instagram, YouTube. Like I said, please go to YouTube. If you're a YouTuber like me, love YouTube. All right, I'm a musician. I'm a drummer. I'm in a band. I love going to YouTube. It's a hell of a resource, right? We all know that today. That's one of the most amazing things that ever happened, YouTube. Back in my day, it was VH1 and MTV. That's what we thought was the most amazing thing. MTV and VH1. Holy shit. We're listening to our music and watching a video. That was a brain dead exercise, but when you're 18 or 17, it's the thing to do. So right now, the thing to do is go to YouTube. And when you go to YouTube, subscribe to our channel. All right, our subscriptions are going up. We appreciate it. Keep keeping on. Keep telling everybody what we're doing here. All right, spread the word. Of course, Facebook. Facebook, right? Everybody knows everything about Facebook. We've got a really cool, dynamic Facebook page. All right, thanks to my social media guy, Anthony, who's always bending over backwards to make sure that we remain relevant out there in the blogosphere, Facebook sphere, and the Milky Way. At any rate, the Milky Way galaxy, that is. And Spotify, right? Obviously. No kidding. Spotify. Find us on Spotify. All right, so YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, and Spotify. All right. You can find old episodes of the show there, too. The radio show, that is. I actually checked that out on my own last weekend. Right? I was cracking myself up listening to myself. It was hysterical. But it was some good times, right? And some good programming there, too. So if you want to check out the radio, if you're just curious, if you're that kind of a guy or girl, go over there, go to Spotify, and we got some of the old radio shows there that queued up for you as well. All right, so like I said, if you're new, welcome. Stick around. All right, I'm sure you're going to get something out of this. At any rate, here we go. All right, what do I got? I told you I was stoked, I was pumped, I was amped up today, and you're damn right I am. You know why? Because I got a lot to say today. All right, some of it's not nice. I'm pissed. I'm only kidding. But seriously, though, here we go. All right, folks, deductibles. Oh, before I get going here, before I get on a roll and start cranking out, I can't look. See my shirt? V&J. Woo! We love V&J. V&J Auto Body. Hey, folks, if you're in the Babylon Village, Babylon area, town of Babylon, Farmingdale, hell, if you're everything west of the Mason-Dixon line, wherever the hell that is, I guess for us it's the Saginaw Coast Parkway. I don't know. Anyway, let's consider the Mason-Dixon line for us, the Saginaw Coast Parkway. If you're west of that, then you're going to V&J Auto Body, all right? Bar none. Your car gets an accident, you're not scratching your head anymore, all right? Because you're taking your car to V&J Auto Body, all right? Located in beautiful downtown Lindenhurst between Route 109 and the tracks. All right, we have the largest production facility on Long Island. I don't care what anybody else says. We have a 25,000 square foot building. We just bought a 50,000 square foot building. We own half the property down there. We have a blueprinting center, technology center. We have a huge parts department. Folks, we got it all. We got unlimited storage. We have concierge service. What the hell does that mean, right? Concierge. It's another one of those wow things that came out of the 90s. Concierge. I'm at concierge. Woo! Concierge is fancy for we have full service capability, which means we can take you to and from the shop if you need to get dropped off. We can shuttle you back and forth for rental cars. We can deliver your rental car right to your doorstep, right on a flatbed. We operate our own flatbed. Folks, this is a unique thing, all right? I'm not kidding you here. I would say probably 90% of the towing function today is all subletted out. All sublet. Now, I'm not going to say that V&J, we don't use that. I mean, sometimes we have to. But we own and operate 3 of our own trucks, all right? So if you need us, we're going to be there for you on a personal basis. We can even have our guy deliver the rental on the flatbed right to your doorstep, pick up your car, bring it right to the shop, all right? Not a lot of folks out there can say that, but V&J can because they are the future of the auto body industry. That's right. V&J Auto Body invests the time, money into equipment, all right? State-of-the-art facility. Excuse me, I'm sorry I'm hacking up along here, but I'm still recovering from a lovely upper respiratory. You ever notice it's always an upper respiratory? You have a lower respiratory. It's always you have an upper respiratory. I think that's like their go-to thing, doctors. And what about doctors? How about this, doctor? You ever notice doctors are always practicing medicine? Do they ever get done practicing? I've been practicing medicine for 40 years. Wow, have you gotten good at it yet? I don't know. Let's see. Let's see how many people died under his watch or her watch. He's been practicing medicine for 50 years. I mean, holy shit, if I practiced fixing cars for 50 years, I'd be out of business or probably in jail. Right? It's hysterical. I think it's hysterical. Hopefully you found that hysterical. Anyway, getting back to what I was talking about. So V&J Auto Body, all joking aside, all right, state-of-the-art facility. Go check it out, VandJAutobody.com. We have a virtual tour there. We have some amazing live footage, sequential footage, chronological footage of some high-end vehicles being fixed from start to end, delivery. It's pretty cool stuff. Check it out, V&J Auto Body, all right, the place you need to be if you need to have your car repaired as a result of an auto accident, all right? They have made the investments and continue to make the investments in the future, all right, and that includes both in people, training, equipment, materials, and certification. The most highly certified shop, folks, on Long Island is V&J Auto Body, bar none. Okay? Very important for you to understand that. I've dedicated shows to that. We'll get back to that on the podcast. The radio show, we were very good at that. Excuse me. We will get back to that on the podcast, all right? The importance of certification. I can't stress that enough. Forget all this other crap, all this baloney that the hole-in-the-wall guy is going to say. And I'm not, listen, if you're out there right now and you're one of these guys, operating and you own a little, two-car garage, a little throwback to the 70s or the 80s, all right, I get it, man. I get it. You own the place. Maybe you own the property. You should. You probably don't, but maybe you own the property, the building, all right, and your business, and you've been around, since the day of the flood. And you're throwing something at the screen right now, or giving me the finger or something. Fuck him, blah blah blah. Well, I get it. All right, I get it. But but honestly though, okay, that's not the future. All right, I hate to break it to you. The future is V&J Auto Body. Make no mistake about it. Go check it out. V&J Auto Body, proud sponsor of Crash Course Podcast. We love you guys. V&J right here. Full disclaimer, I always tell everybody straight up who I am, what I've done, where I'm going, where I came from. I work at V&J. Love working at V&J. I'm one of the managers and the writers there. We have a staff of the most professional people in the industry. All right, both the upfront office and myself and my partner in the back. We have the knowledge base and the experience to effectively negotiate on your behalf to recover the full amount of your claim, which means we can repair your car, all right, the way you'd like it repaired, all right, consistent with manufacturing, all right, manufacturing requirements, all right, and industry requirements. All right, V&J Auto Body, 631-226-0070. All right, we got that out of the way. Here we go. Folks, I'm working. I'm doing this every day of the week, right? You know that, blah, blah, blah. I'm in the thick of things. I'm not an academic. I'm not a talking head. Not a trade guy. I am a working guy. I am on the front lines at V&J Auto Body. See the customers. Hear the customers. Here we go. Listen up. Hello. Listen up. High deductibles. Forget it. All right? Please. I get it. Listen, I know insurance is getting expensive. But the high deductible thing, it's getting out of control, all right? Forget what your agent's telling you, your broker's telling you. Forget what what your head is telling you, or your wife is screaming at you, or your girlfriend about, we need to save money. That ain't a good place to do it, folks. Long Island right now has a real problem with a lot of no insureds. All right, we got a lot of folks driving around with no insurance on their car, okay? Which means you want to make sure that you have the highest coverage values that you can afford. You can't skimp on this, folks. I'm serious, okay? Now, high deductibles, I'm going to tell you the way it is straight up, right? What I always tell you here in Crash Course, right? Everything is on the table, nothing's under the table. We put it on the table, we deal with it, and then we get it off the table. But it never goes under the table. All right? So what I'm going to tell you is straight. All right? Remember I told you advice you could trust? Well, you're going to get advice you could trust here. High deductibles save you a little bit on your premium and cost you money on your accident. All right? That's it. Margins are very narrow in this industry, all right? What do I mean by that? Profit margin. Come on. Capitalism 101, profit margins. Every business operates on profit, okay? But the margin on that is what's contingent on how much money that business makes, right? Well, in the auto body industry, those margins have dried up. They've been shrinking for decades. So they're narrower now than ever before. Ironic, right? Because everything's more expensive than ever before. But the profit margins have shrunk considerably, all right? So what does that mean? What does that mean for you, Mr. Consumer coming in, right? And you coming over to me, hey, how you doing? All right, take a look at your car for you, and we do the intake, and we get all the pleasantries on the table. And then, of course, I said this a couple weeks ago, right? A couple episodes ago. What did I say? The old question comes up about can we do anything about my deductible? Sure. What would you like to do? What would you like to do with your deductible? You want to pay me, pay the insurance company? Obviously, the question is directed at, am I going to help them save their deductible? Folks, the higher that deductible, all right, the less likely it is anybody's going to be able to help you with that. All right, and if they're telling you that, they're full of crap. All right, they're just blowing smoke because they want the job. $1,000 Ds, I'm seeing them left and right like it's nothing. I'm even seeing $1,500, $2,500 deductibles. Folks, if you're going to be that irresponsible and carry a $2,500 deductible, good luck. Good luck. All right, because in most instances, you'll be lucky to find any body shop that's even going to be willing to save a couple hundred for you. All right, so please, stop with the high deductibles. That is not the place where you want to try and save money on. All right, you get in an accident, it's going to cost you. All right, you should be around $500. Listen, $1,000, It is what it is. $1,000 D trims a little bit off the bone there for you. If that works for you, most shops can probably help swallow half of that for you. All right. But remember, I've said this before. There is no deductible account. You don't walk into a body shop and say, "Hey, can you help me with my deductible?" Yeah, hold on. Let me see what we budgeted for deductibles this year. Okay, there's no budget for the deductible at the body shop. Okay, trust me on that. All right, no deductible funds. That money's coming out of the job. It's either coming out of one or two places, man. It's either coming out of something I got paid for that I didn't need, or something that needed to be replaced and I can repair it. That's it. There's no budget every year. We don't sit down every year. All right, what are we going to budget for deductibles? Let's budget $80,000. No, it don't work like that. It comes out of the business. All right, and by the business I mean profits, and those profits are what pay the employees. They pay the employees. They pay all the bills. They pay all the taxes. They pay all the material costs. They pay all the paint costs. Excuse me. All right, so knock it off. No more high deductibles. Next one, collision coverage. This is driving me nuts. Driving me out of my mind. I can't tell you on a weekly basis, we're seeing at least, no exaggeration, between 2 to 4 customers coming in and they have liability coverage only. Folks, I got to tell you something. First of all, my hat's off to these people that are that have the balls to do this. They bind coverage so they can drive the car off the dealer lot, and then within a few weeks, they call the insurance company and they cancel it. Now you go down the road, bam, you smack the shit out of your car, your brand new car, and you roll into my shop and you say, how much? How much? $12,000. Folks, the average estimate in this area right now is about $5,800. All right? To be more precise, $5,200 to $5,800. I don't know about you, but even if I had $5,800 laying around, I don't think I want to lay it out to have my car fixed. It's probably not why I have the money laying around. Just like I just said about the high deductible. Which, by the way, the high deductible, you told the insurance company you were going to put that in a savings account somewhere. Right? Bullshit. The second you walked out the door, the ink wasn't even dry on the contract that you signed, and you're laughing already. You have no intention of having that money set aside. Right? Be honest with yourself. You never did. You just figured some body shop was going to save it for you, or maybe cut it in half. All right? And we already went through that. That's not going to happen. No collision coverage. Folks, this is insanity. I've been in this business 30 years. I've never seen this kind of bullshit. All right? You can't drive a new car today with no collision coverage. Average estimate is almost $6,000. Forget about if you factor in an airbag system that deployed. All right? This is irresponsibility on a level I've never seen before. Insurance isn't really a luxury, folks. It's a necessity. All right? And in most states, it's a legal requirement. All right? Let's face it. Right? Unfortunately, and I blame the states for this, especially jackass New York State. All right, $10,000 minimum property damage. $10,000. You have some jackass run down the road and hit a Mercedes-Benz. It's $10,000 for 2 doors and a fender. It's ridiculous. But anyway, that's the state. They want everybody. Everybody's got to be able to drive. Instead of a privilege, it's a right. Right? They can't get their head around our real fucking rights, but they want to make sure that everybody has a right to drive and a right to eat and a right to health care. Bullshit. They don't even want to hang their hat on the rights that we're supposed to have in the Bill of Rights and the Constitution and everything else, but they're more concerned about everybody having a right to drive. Meanwhile, they cause mayhem. They cause mayhem on unbelievable levels because they allow these irresponsible people to drive with a minimum amount of coverage. $10,000 liability. It's a joke. All right, but I digress. Collision coverage. Folks, you got to have collision coverage. All right? If your car is 10 years old or newer, that is the epitome of irresponsibility and stupidity, I'll add too. All right? And being a jackass. Not having collision coverage on the car. I mean, this is... I've never even seen this. Okay? The 30 years I've been in the business, the only time I would ever come across this is if somebody's policy lapsed. And usually if it lapsed, it was because they didn't realize the bill came, or I don't know, some kind of bill. I mean, some people let it lapse for financial reasons. I understand, people fall on hard times and everything. And here's a dirty little secret for all the people who think they're smart out there. They think they're going to outsmart everybody. All right, listen up. Here's another education tip, a crash course, because that's what we do here. We're educating the folks. All right, we're also educating the morons. So listen up, morons. You have collision coverage on your brand new car, and you left the dealership and you canceled it. All right, guess what? Wake up. Guess what? The bank. You financed that car, the bank was listed on your insurance. They are a second insured. They are an insurable interest and are listed on that policy. So if your name is Joe Jackass, it's Bank of America right underneath. All right, Joe Jackass and Bank of America. A second insured, which means when you cancel the insurance company, notified the bank. Now, there's a time limit there. There's a time frame there for sure. I don't know why. I mean, everything's supposedly a push of the button. From what I'm told, it can be as long as 3 months before the bank actually gets around to maybe dealing with it or realizing, what's going on. But make no mistake about it, the insurance company has a fiduciary responsibility to let them know that you just basically fucked them. All right? Because that's what you did. All right, so next time Joe Jackass thinks he's got a great idea and he's going to drive the car off the lot and then 2 weeks later call up the insurance company and say, I don't need collision coverage. No problem. You got it, man. We'll cancel that policy right away. Whoop! And they notify the bank. Right? So I got something like that going on right now in my shop. I just wrote this guy a $30,000 repair bill. Brand new Honda 24, Honda Accord, hybrid car. Very expensive car, slammed in the front, airbag deployments. This guy's looking at a $30,000 bill. You know why? Because he thought he was smarter than everybody else, and he canceled the collision coverage on the car, and the car's financed. And the bank found out, and now they're telling this jackass, you better pay up. Okay? How would you like to get stuck with that? Right? Think about what a financial genius that was. So they foregoed the physical damage coverage because they can't get rid of the liability. It's a legal thing. So they forego that, which probably saved them, if they were really buying expensive insurance, let's say it saved them $1,200. $1,200. So this financial wizard said, I'm going to set aside $1,200 to pay $30,000 when I wrap the car around the wall. Great move. That guy's got a shingle outside his place saying he's a financial wizard. Run as fast as you can, all right, and don't look back. Anyway, folks, come on. Collision coverage, I mean, really. You can't do it, all right? Trust it. Trust me. I remember what I said. We're giving you advice you can depend on. This is really good advice, all right? I'm in the industry. You can't afford it, folks. You can't afford it, all right? Keep the physical damage coverage on your car, all right? Stop the nonsense. You're not saving enough money to cover what's coming down the pike if you wrap your car around a tree. All right, and so before we're going to finish up the show here, and I just want to. This is a little bit of a knock on the door of the auto body industry here in Long Island. All right, so well, I guess it's for the folks too. There's no competition in this industry, none. All right. Oh, but there is. There is competition. Yeah, I forgot. That's right. Where is their Oh, that's right. The competition is that if it's known that a certain repair costs a certain price, don't worry about it because the guy down the road, he'll turn around and tell you can do it for half and then screw your car up, but you won't notice that until a year later. See, that's competition. Now, real competition would be, yeah, you know what? That is that kind of repair. That's what needs to be done to your vehicle to return that vehicle to pre-loss condition. And, that's the way it is. And we do it the best here because of bop, 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 bop. Right? That's competition. Yeah, I get it. I know what some people are doing right now. Some people are laughing. Some people scratching their head. Some people are screaming at me right now saying, what a jackass. You can compete on price. Yeah, you can. You absolutely can. But when you compete on price, all right, when you compete on price to knowingly, all right, remember now, follow me here. I know this is hard. All right, hello. When you compete on price with the, okay, remember, I just said same repair, same technique, same materials, and the guy down the road's going to tell you, I'll do it for half that. All right? But the first shop was expensive. Why? Because the first shop explained why they could do it, why they had to do it that way, and why doing it that way would be the right way because they do bop, 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 bop. This guy just said, well, I'll do it for half. And everybody out there's probably like, you're an idiot. You know, you compete on, everybody competes on price, blah, blah, blah. No problem. I hear you. But in the collision industry, guess what? They compete on price not because it's competitive, okay? And what I mean by that is you're going to compete on price to knowingly then, all right, do a repair that's substandard. That's not competition. That's called fraud. That's called unethical. All right, that's called ripping somebody off, okay? That's what the auto body industry is very good at. That's what they're very good at. Now, some of these brain-dead guys out there that run these body shops, they're unfortunately grossly misinformed, and they think that they're competing by doing it. They're not competing. That's not competition. Anybody, excuse me, Jesus, holy shit, you think I smoke a pack of cigarettes a day here. That's not competition, folks, okay? That's short-term thinking. That's what that is. That's short-term thinking wrapped around unethical practices, right? That's not good. You want to run as fast as you can from that, right? I know a lot of people don't because at the end of the day, that's why we have Walmarts and Targets and Kmarts and all this other shit all over the place now, and no more J.C. Penney's and Macy's is going under because at the end of the day, nobody gives a shit about quality anymore, right? Let's face it. Come on, let's be honest, right? That's why the Walmarts are all over the place. Right? Because at the end of the day, that as Americans, this is what we consider to be good. Right? Oh, this guy down the road wanted $800, but you'll do it for $400? Yeah, he'll do it for $400, and you'll be screwed because the $400. The reason why he's doing it for $400 is because it's a substandard repair, not consistent with anything other than his pocket. Right? That's not competition. So don't confuse pricing with real competition. Yeah, you can compete on price, but you don't compete on price and sacrifice service or quality. You know, I don't know what that is. I just gave a couple of ideas of what I think it is. All right, I think you're ripping people off. I think you're unethical. Excuse me. I think you're ripping people off. You're unethical. I think it might even be fraudulent in some instances, right? Because you're telling these people you're going to do it for half the price, knowing damn well that the way you're going to do it's going to fail a year from now, or if you really suck, maybe 6 months. And then they come back to me at V&J. Oh, I don't understand. I went to the shop and it looks like shit. Okay, well, it does. I agree. It looks like shit, but you paid for that. See? So when I say there's no competition in the industry, what I'm trying to say here, folks, is it's no secret that there's a body shop literally on every corner, right? I mean, I got a situation over here in Babylon where there's one body shop on 109, and right next door there's another one. Now, it seems to me that one or the other should have made it their mission a long time ago, all right? Should have made it their mission a long time ago to cut that person's balls off. That's what I would have done. I wouldn't have been, I mean, listen, I would have been cordial with the guy and everything, but every day of my life would have been dedicated to putting that guy out of business. Why? Because I'm better. All right? That's what I would have said. My shop's the best. We're the best. We have the best equipment. We have the best people. All right? We have the highest degree of training. Maybe that guy does too, but I still do it better. So every day of my life would have been trying to find a way to get that guy out of business. But no, here we are. Right? I'm in this industry over 30 years, and that relationship was there 30 years ago. I can assure you that when I started. It was probably there 20 years before. So let's say for old time's sakes, 50 years, these two guys were side by side. Are you kidding me? Come on. Are you kidding me? Where the hell else does that occur? That's like turning around and telling me McDonald's and Burger, because I get this, so, well, McDonald's and Burger King, bullshit. McDonald's and Burger King. Okay, so you'll have Burger King here and McDonald's 2 blocks down or 2 miles down. All right, come on, folks. Bullshit. Instead, you have Shop A, Shop B, and they're all sitting there and they're using each other's garden hose. Give me a fuck. You know what that does? That does nothing for the consumer. It does nothing for you and me. Zero. Competition is good. It's built into the capitalistic model. Always has been, always will be. It results in the greatest possible outcome for us, the consumer. Right? And in a selfish sense, for the business. Right? You put your competition out, you grow. And you should put them out for the right reasons, right? I mean, I'm not talking about monopoly, or I'm not talking about some shenanigans or anything like that, or government. Oh, I love this. The government loves to pick and choose winners today, right? We're going to support this industry. We're going to supplement that industry and supplement the other guys over there suck and win. He ain't getting nothing. All right? That's the government picking winners and losers. That's bullshit too. So there's no competition in this industry. None. And if you're in the body shop industry and you're hearing my voice, good for you. I'm glad you're listening in. All right? So here at Crash Course, I've said for the longest time that we are the voice, right? The voice of the industry and the voice of the people, right? We are the only voice, too. Don't ever let anybody tell you different. Whether you're in the body shop business or whatever other business, or you're a fan of the show and you're just listening up. All right, we are the voice. Nobody else is talking to you. Nobody has, nobody ever will, because they don't give a damn. All right, the other guy over there, the other organization that runs around blowing smoke up everybody's ass, woo, we've been around forever. They don't do shit. They don't do anything. Do you know who they are? I didn't know who they were. I didn't even know who they were. I didn't know who they were, what they did either, before I got in the industry. And even when I was in the industry, I'm still trying to figure out what the hell they do. They do nothing. All right? They do nothing. A lot of pomp and circumstance and no action. So no competition in the industry. Folks, no competition, all right, that doesn't result in the best outcome for us as consumers. All right, and that in part is driven by my next thing, which is called the DRP program. You've heard me talk about direct repair programs, all right, or the insurance company sponsored shops. Folks, you never, ever, ever want to allow a body shop, I don't give a shit who it is or what kind of story they're giving you. You do not want a body shop that's working with the insurance companies, all right, to fix your car, to touch your car, all right? And if for not any other reason, listen up, hello, all right? If not for any other reason, it's this single reason right here. If something happens, if something goes sideways, and I don't give a shit what it is, it could be major, minor, all right, that shop is going to be conflicted. They're not going to tell you that. I'm telling you that. I'm telling you that. I'm telling you that as a prior insurance guy, okay? I saw the contracts. I saw all the stupid deals. I saw all the givebacks. I saw all the incentives. I call them de-incentives. All right. I know all the shenanigans with that. I know all the babysitting that goes on and everything like that. All right. Their severity gets tracked, all this other horse shit. All right. So if things go sideways and your car is there, excuse me. All right. That shop is not going to stand in your shoes. They're not going to stand up. They're not going to want to go to bat. Yeah, they might at first. They might, oh, yeah, don't worry about it, Mrs. Jones. We got you back. Yeah. They have your back to a certain point. They're not going to tell you that. I'm telling you that. You're not going to hear that from them. You're not going to hear that from the insurance guys. We know that. All right, so if you put a claim in, an insurance company says, hey, we got, Tricky Dick Auto Body in your area, and he's great. He works with us. That's code for he's going to fix your car the way we want it, cheap as possible. All right, cut corners, do whatever you got to do. All right, cut time, the whole thing. All right, again, some guys out there might be hearing this, and they might be like, this guy's full of shit. I'm a DRP. Good for you, man. I'm glad you're a DRP. Good for you. All right? If you were really sincere and you were really honest with yourself, though, you'd probably turn around and say, you know what, he's right, because I'm just too damn lazy or stupid, or both, to try and compete. Remember what I just said? There's no competition in the industry? All right? Because you were really sincere and honest with yourself, you'd have to say, it's really not competing, right? It's not competing. It's giving in. It's settling. It's easy. What the hell? Just throw my hands up in the air. I'll just turn around. I'll just prostitute myself out to every insurance company. That don't do shit for your customer. You know that. You know that. Right? Your DRP shop guys. All right? Folks, run away as fast as you can do. All right? If you got to put a claim in, you know what we say. If you got to make a claim, you should be calling us before you speak to them. But if you don't and you can't and you call the insurance company, folks, no problem. I get it. A lot of shit going on. You can't always reach out to us. All right, folks, listen up, though, man. They're going to pressure you to do this. They're going to pressure you to do two things. Bring your car to one of their shops, or the absolute worst thing in the world you want to do, send them photos. Folks, you send them photos, it becomes the property of the insurance company. Sounds great, cool. Wow, everybody takes photos, right? I love it, man. Everybody takes photos of a photo of themselves. It's all fun and dandy until it's not. All right, that's their property. That's your privacy. I don't know about you, but I don't want the insurance company needing to know anything that they need, any less than they need to know, just like the government. All right? As little as possible, folks. You give photos to them, they look at them. Oh, you know what? This don't look like what he was saying. Well, this looks like it might have been enhanced, so this looks like it's not consistent with the accident. And it may all be consistent, and you didn't do anything. But guess what? They open up an investigation on you. You didn't know that? Of course not. They don't tell you that. Right? Police don't tell you they're coming to arrest you beforehand. So just stop. All right? We have the program going, the old Nancy Reagan program, right? Just say no. I'm telling you. Just say no, folks. You do not want to have a DRP, an insurance company body shop, fix your car. It's not a good idea. They are conflicted at best, and at worst, if something goes sideways, they're not going to want to really help you. All right? Instead, I mean, listen, the DRP program does one thing really effectively, right? It helps the insurance company save money. They're not going to tell you that. Body shop's not going to say that. I'm telling you that. As an ex-insurance guy, I'm telling you. Okay? Because I worked with the programs, with the DRP programs. I saw the contracts. All right? It's all bullshit. There's nothing in there for you and me. It's everything in there for them. There's not even anything in there for the body shop either. That's what the joke is. Folks, these programs are so pathetic. If you're running if you're a shop, if you're a body shop and you work with the insurance guys, right? Come on, guys, listen up, right? Let's be honest here. The rental, you told the insurance company you're getting that car done in 7 days. Oh, shit, it's 10 days? No problem, man. Give us a check. That's right. Your shop is writing a check back to the insurance company for every day over that they told them they would deliver your car. Don't even get me going. It goes on and on and on and on. They don't want to paint adjacent panels. They don't want to do this. They don't want to do that. They don't get paid for storage. It's all bullshit. It helps the insurance company. That's why they do it. Folks, there's only one reason why the insurance companies love the direct repair program and the photo inspection. It's helping them. It's not helping you. They tell you it's helping you. It's not. Screwing you. Stop it. Do not send photos in. You want to take photos if you're injured or whatever it is, or you just like taking photos, no problem. Just don't send them anywhere. Your attorney will tell you that too. Your attorney would tell you that too. If you have an attorney's going to tell you two things right off the bat. Don't talk to your insurance company. Actually, I'll do three things. Don't talk to your insurance company. Do not ever give a recorded statement, and never, ever send photos to them. Okay, folks? Three things. I'm no lawyer. I'm no legal brain trust, but I was a claim rep. I did handle bodily injury and everything like that. I also myself was involved in that, unfortunately. Three things off the bat. You know, criminal attorneys always say, "Shut your mouth, don't say anything." Well, over here on the civil side, your lawyer is going to turn around and tell you three things. You're not talking to the insurance company anymore. You're not sending them photos, okay? And you're definitely not giving a recorded statement, at least without the guidance of your lawyer. All right. All right, folks. I think that's it. We're going to wrap it up. Until next time, all right, remember, collisionservicesnetwork.com, collisionservicenetwork.com. All right, Crash Course is the voice of the industry and the voice of collisionservicenetwork.com. Go to collisionservicenetwork.com, check us out there, get familiar with all our amazing partner auto body shops. Those are the folks that you want to have fix your car. Those are the folks that are going to stand in your shoes. They're going to fix your car for you. They're going to represent your interests. Big difference there, folks. Remember, no direct repair program. Do not send photos in. Keep it real. I'll see you next time.